Hey, what's up? My name is Rafik. I'm a DJ and turntablist from Germany. I'm standing here at the Ortofon headquarters in Denmark. We're gonna go meet my friend Hannes, who's gonna show us through the entire production process here at Ortofon. So follow me right now. How's it going, sir?
Welcome. We are about to enter our rubber production facilities. This is the clean room, so we need to dress up to live up to the standards. We need to bring on to protect our beard as well, and then we're ready.
All right.
Perfect.
Let's go.
So what we produce here is we produce the rubber for the rubber suspension. The rubber suspension is a key part of a Stylus, of a Concorde, of a product, which make the cantilever able to move, to do scratching, vacuum, whatever it is. So what we can do in here is that we can make a rubber mix, a rubber compound, for whatever purpose we need. So you'll have a different rubber compound, different rubber suspension for a club model or for a scratch model, and all this is adjusted in here. We begin with raw rubber, and then we can add different ingredients to the compound, to the mix. We actually have our own rubber engineer who specializes only in rubber, to ensure that we have absolutely the best possible rubber suspension for the finished product. Wow. Now this is the next step for the rubber suspension. We've just seen how we mill all the rubber and we end up with finished rubber compound. This is then being cut up to smaller pieces. Mm-hmm. So this is exactly the rubber that was made out there. Okay. You can still feel that this is definitely rubber, but now this is technical rubber. It's been treated, it's been mixed with different ingredients, and now it has some certain capabilities that we want in this specific rubber compound. So what we do is that we will take this rubber, put it into the tooling, and put the tool together with the rubber under pressure for 4 minutes, and then we end up with 220 pieces of rubber suspension that is then ready to be inspected, controlled and approved. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll have to do a bit of cleaning to ensure that we have a 100% homogenic rubber suspension ready to be used for a cartridge. What she'll do now is that she will take the rubber suspension from the tooling where we saw that it was under pressure, and now she will start doing a visual inspection and also cleaning of the products. You can see that the products are so small that she needs to look into a microscope to really ensure that everything is within the tolerances. Yeah. And what you end up with is basically a small round rubber suspension ready to be mounted on a cantilever. So we went from the raw rubber, mixing it with different ingredients, milling it, cutting it out, and then putting it into a tool and put it into under pressure, inspection, and then we end up with a finished rubber suspension. So there's that much work put into something as simple as a rubber suspension. Wow. Yeah, it's just not that simple. Now this is the next part of the production. We've seen how we make a rubber suspension. Now we are ready to start putting it into a stylus. Mm-hmm. So we have a mounting of the diamond on the cantilever. And after the diamond has been mounted on the cantilever, we put on a rubber suspension. And then we have a finished cantilever with a diamond tip, with a cantilever in strong aluminium, and with a rubber suspension that we've made in the rubber production. This is now ready to be put on, to be assembled in the plastic component. Right. We have the different diamond tips depending on the application of the cartridge. So as you know, the DJ, the mix, the scratch and the digital all have spherical diamonds because that's the best diamond for scratching and vacuuming. But for the club, where the goal is to get the best possible sound reproduction, we use an elliptical diamond, which is even smaller and it's more pointy, which will go even further down to the groove and get more details out of the groove.
I see.
So all these diamond types is mounted on a cantilever, which has to be strong but also light, because it needs to be able to move in the groove when you're scratching and vacuuming. This is the next step. Here you can see we have the cantilever, we have the diamond tip that's mounted, and we also have the rubber suspension that has been mounted to the cantilever. This is a cantilever that's now ready to be mounted into the plastic component. So this will be pushed into the plastic component, and then basically this is ready to be used. So now we are the next step of the process. We are where the generators for the cartridge is being produced. We've seen the rubber production, we've seen how we produce the styling. Now we're ready to see how we produce the actual engine, the generator for the system. There are some different components that we can work with depending on what products. Again, like with the rubber suspension, we can do different compounds. Here we can do different coil material, different number of windings on the coils, all to make a generating system that works according to the appliance you want out of the cartridge. Okay. So here you will see that we are producing the Concorde Mark IIs, and you'll be able to see that it's split between the top and the bottom, and you'll be able to see the actual generator system, how we produce it, and how we mount it, and how we finally close the Concorde body ready for next step. Here we can see that we are producing the generating system. You can see that the operator is setting the pins in and closing it together. So what you really end up with is a generating system where you can see the coils. If you look very closely, you can see there's a lot of winding of coils in a finished generator system. This still needs to be closed, there needs to be a shield on, but basically this is the generator system for a Concorde.
All right.
So here we can see we have the generator system. It's now got a shield on. We have some lead wires connected. And now the generating system is ready to be mounted with the pins. And this is the bottom of the Concorde. So all this is mounted and being assembled in here. And you can see the operator has the tools. And this is the bottom for one of the Concorde Mark II DJs. And here you can see the pins, which is the end of your Concorde ready for mounting in the tone arm. So here you have almost a finished generating system. All we need now is to put the top on, and this will be ultrasonic welded. Here I want to show you where the production of the generator begins. So we have the coils. You can see that all the windings are ready to be mounted to the generating system. We have 4 coils on each cartridge. And you can see they have to look through a magnifier to even see the coils. They are so thin. What we have here is that we have the raw plastic component, which is we need to print our logo, and we need to put either the small mix logo or the Concorde name or the Ortofon name. So what we do is we have the plastic component. It's being set on the tooling, and then we will print the Concorde, and she will put it on this conveyor belt, and it will go down through the conveyor belt, which is being heated. You can feel it with your fingers that it's being heated to ensure that the printing will dry. So as you can see, this is the green color, so this is for a Concorde mix. So here we have the bottom of the Concorde, we have the engine, the generating system, we have the lead wires mounted on the pins. Now this is ready to be closed with the top for the Concorde. We don't use glue or anything, we use ultrasonic welding to close this down. This gives a lot of strength to the Concorde. Glue is also very strong, but ultrasonic welding is much stronger and will give a stiffness to the whole Concorde. So what you can see here is the operator is ultrasonic welding the top and the bottom together. So now you've seen how we produce the rubber suspension, the Stylus, the generating system. So now we're ready for the final part of the production. This is where we test the finished product. So what we have here is that we have a custom built testing system where we can test the performance of the Concorde to ensure that it lives up to the specifications that we, for 2 reasons, the ones that we test for, but also what we make public, that it has the right tracking force, the output, all these things are being tested here. So you can see the operator is making the flight case ready to be packed with Concorde mix. So right now she's taking out the boxes and making sure that all of them have the rubber rings and the user guides. And then afterwards she'll put the bottom inlay in, and then she'll start putting in the Concordes and a small Stylus brush. So you've seen it all. You've seen how we produce the rubber, make the Stylus, make the generating system, test the product, and put it in a box ready for shipment for the customers. Now I think it's about time that you do some DJing.
There's one thing left to do, that's right.
Let's go.